This is The Wheel Weaves Watches, a spoiler-free breakdown podcast of the Wheel of Time show on Amazon Prime. I'm your host, Dani, and I'm joined by my co-host, Brett, and we're here to bring you an in-depth look into the Wheel of Time show. We'll share reactions, episode breakdowns, and relevant background information without spoiling future content from the book series. So grab a drink and let's get watching. We'd like to acknowledge and thank our executive producers, Brandy and Kirkwood, Sean McGuire, Yanis, Albert Lorenzo, LightBlindedFool, Green Man, Deyvis, Ferreira, Margaret, Big C, Bennett Williamson, Dylan C, Hannah Green, Noralia, Jordan Gower, and Geof Searles. In this episode, we are talking about our immediate post-watch reactions of episode 7 of season 2.
Yeah, episode 7 is Daes Dae'mar.
Yeah, which I'm actually super surprised there was no real significant mention of in the show. This episode.
Yeah.
There was no real explanation. I mean, I guess in a couple episodes ago, or maybe last episode, I don't even remember, somebody was like, oh, Daes Dae'mar, the game of houses. Like, maybe. But you think in this episode somebody would have mentioned that?
Yeah, we don't get a whole lot of an explanation there, but we get a little bit about Lady Anvir and Barthanes, and there's some stuff going on there.
Oh my gosh, what a reveal. But before we get into all that stuff, do you want to talk about the food?
Sure, let's do that.
Cooked?
Yeah, because it was
this episode.
Okay, here's the thing. Delicious, like holy moly, but was it from the books?
Okay, so kind of.
Okay, I feel like you made a little interpretation here.
It was a variation.
Yeah.
For sure, because the thing I was trying to make was really hard to make.
Sure. Like, I'm not complaining because it was like delicious food.
Mm-hmm. So at one point in the book, Elaine is in charge of cooking.
Okay.
And I thought it would be fun to cook an Elaine dish because we know who Elaine is in the show now.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah.
Okay, so Elaine makes a dish that is beef sliced nearly thin enough to see through and wrapped around something made from carrots, sweeping, chives, and goat cheese.
Okay.
And so I tried to do
makes sense.
this sliced beef and goat cheese thing.
Yeah.
And it turned out good, but definitely not this.
Yeah.
And then she also has a side dish of tiny onions with peas.
Right.
And so I did onions and peas, but then I just put gnocchi in it.
Right.
Because I don't want to eat just onions and peas.
Yeah.
So...
Well, I was saying like holy, like delicious.
Yeah.
But I don't remember gnocchi being in the Wheel of Time.
no mention of potato dumplings of any sort.
Shoot, okay.
But peas and onions, yes.
Right, and the meat with the goat cheese, delicious. Like,
yes,
great combination.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
Okay. Yeah. So my turn now, because I think that generally speaking, I've been pretty positive about the TV show. And I think that this is the first time I have a formal complaint.
No,
about
a
the
real
TV show.
one though.
Why would you say it like that?
Because your complaints are always stupid and not a real complaint.
Here's my complaint. Here's my formal complaint I'm lodging against Amazon. So this episode is called Daes Dae'mar.
Yeah.
Now obviously it's not English, it's the old tongue, okay? So Daemar is spelled DAE''MAR. As all good old tongue words have, they always have apostrophes.
Random apostrophe.
But the thing is, in the episode title on Amazon, the M is capitalized. When
and
in fact,
it should not be?
It should not be. It should not be capitalized.
That doesn't count as a real complaint, unfortunately.
It is a real complaint.
Unfortunately, no, that doesn't count. Like a complaint I have is, what the hell is happening with Matt? That was creepy and I hated it.
Hey, you know what? Classic mistake.
Want more Perrin and Avienda.
No, here's the thing.
What's going on? Where are they?
No,
those are real things.
We know where they all are.
No,
yeah.
Not really.
I have a better complaint than you saying, like, what's Matt's deal? Because it's a classic mistake of don't take the drugs and then don't think that drugs aren't working like 10 seconds after you take them. Just wait a second because it might kick in. Just wait.
Right. Creepy. Don't like it.
Yeah.
That's all.
But I have to say, okay, we might as well start off here. Number 1, Matt is in Falma. Falm. He's in Falm. That's the place to be. And I'm going to go on a limb here because number 1, I get points from last episode because I'm a genius apparently. I hedge hard enough that I'm right about Moraine. But here's the thing.
Well, because I called you out on it. I was like, give me a decision here.
Yeah.
Because I don't think she's stilled.
Yeah.
I think that she's just shielded.
I know, but I flip-flopped so hard so many times.
You went back and forth. You're like, I don't think she's I don't think she's stilled, but I want her to be, but I think she thinks that she's stilled.
Right.
So.
Right. Officially, I'm pretty sure I landed on I'm correct.
Yeah.
Because we get some confirmation.
I love that Logain scene.
Oh, I know.
I loved that. I thought that acting was so good. The way he like twists up his own little jacket.
He's like, I don't understand it, but it's like
tied up like this. Yeah. Yeah, he's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. Anyways,
but in the best way.
Here's a prediction. I'm pretty sure Falm is the place to be.
Yeah.
I think that's where we're having the finale next episode.
Yeah, finale's
I'm super
next
excited.
episode. I know.
Okay, Matt getting conked on the head.
Okay.
How many times can you hit someone in the head?
I know.
Apparently more than one.
We're back to that. Mm-hmm. Yep, we're back to that.
But then he gets brought to Falm, and then I love the interaction with him and Ishamael, where it's like, you're just gonna sit there and you're gonna whittle.
Yeah.
Like,
is this a sex thing
or a murder thing?
Or a murder thing? Because I don't want to talk. Just get it over with. I think that's so funny. I felt like we had a really minimal amount of comedic relief in this episode, but
like Matt's the guy for it.
The guy
he does it so well.
Mm-hmm.
So well.
Yeah. Matt, Logain, Avienda.
Right.
And Perrin.
Yeah.
Where he's like, oh, you guys are just cool now?
Yeah.
They just beat the shit out of you and now we're just fine?
Makes sense. Classic crazy IEL. Yeah.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Back to Matt just for one final comment. When someone offers you spooky tea, don't drink the spooky tea.
Okay, and so are we to believe that this is actually Matt seeing his past lives and things that he's done, or alternate versions of his own life? Or is this just an Ishamael dark one?
Yeah, I think it's
plot?
just LSD, man. Like, I don't know. It's just...
No, but he said this is your past lives or something like that. Yeah.
He did say that. He was like, oh, not everything we had in Age of Legends was technology. Some is just, we spiked the tea. I don't know. It's super weird. And we didn't really get a firm grasp on what Matt actually saw. We saw some bad stuff with his mom, some crazy scenes going on, but we didn't, like, I didn't feel like that was past lives.
Or alternate realities of his own life where he's like, well, he's either hanging himself. That was very clear. We saw it several times where he was hanging.
Yeah.
Or hanged.
Well, I mean, I think that was all like one scene. Like, the progression of the hanging was worse.
Well, no, because it kind of looked like, okay, so there was a scene where he was hanged or had hung himself. And there was a scene kind of like in the different angles of the mirror. It looked like different scenes.
Yeah.
Like he's killing somebody or like hurting somebody else, or I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like I need to take your opinion on this kind of thing where it's like, hey, father of lies, probably lying. I don't know.
Is that what you actually think here?
I don't know. It just like didn't really hit like this is like his...
Are you hedging or are you actually like...
I'm telling you what I think. Like, I'm telling you what I think right now is that I don't feel like we got to see a bunch of alternate versions of Matt because it was all spooky, evil stuff with Matt. I think that
maybe that's the alternate versions of Matt.
Maybe, but I also think that we shouldn't trust things that Ishamael says. Like, I know Ishamael is like, hey man, I am super nihilistic and I want the wheel and the world and all of eternity to end, but maybe we shouldn't listen to the super nihilistic guy. Right? We kind of got his entire MO because that sounded exactly like Dana's whole speech. Like, hey, Ishamael, the bad guys, the dark one doesn't want to hurt you. He just wants to end all pain and suffering by like literally ending everything in all of existence.
Yeah, duh.
It's like, I get that. That sounded like very similar. So I think Ishamael is telling that story to a lot of people. And maybe we shouldn't just like trust him and everything he says.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how that plays out because Matt's entire storyline right now is leaving me at a loss.
Sure.
I'm a touch confused.
Yeah.
I like that we're getting that he's doing something and something's happening with him, but I'm confused by it.
I think Matt's confused too.
Okay, so that's how we're supposed to feel?
Yeah.
We leave it at that?
Yeah, we get that a lot in the books. It's like how you feel reading it is how the character feels, and that's intentional. So I feel confused watching Matt because Matt feels confused.
All right, who else should we talk about?
Where is Min? Is she coming too? I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Maybe she's in the Forgate.
Who knows? Anyways, okay, speaking of the Forgate...
It's on fire.
It's on fire.
Man, I love Lanfear. Can I say how much? Oh, my God.
Lanfear is amazing.
I love Lanfear.
I love Dream Lanfear. I love her entire getup. Like the boots and the... She has like this crazy, like...
It's good.
It's the Maleficent.
Ooh,
the Angelina Jolie
vibes.
Yeah, like the black,
okay.
like the Hela from Thor, right, from Marvel. It's just like the evil...
But also great.
Fantastic.
Evil, but so great.
Oh, yeah. No, evil
so
in
competent,
a good way.
badass.
Great villain.
Love it.
Yes.
Love her.
Yes.
So
and
good.
I love the back and forth that Rand and her have because she clearly still, like, wants to... She's on board with Rand. Like, they want to... She wants to be in a relationship.
Help me. And she's like, man, I don't really want to.
I don't want to.
Want to
help
like,
you. Please. And she's like, okay, I'll help.
I'll
and then
just
she's like,
blow up the entire
fire.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, no, Lanfear, not that.
Yeah, right. And then, so she faces off against Siuan, which was crazy. And then I love Siuan's
right at the very end.
to a bunch of daggers in the air weave, because that's what she did in the, I guess, carriage last episode.
Yep.
She had them all ready to shoot at somebody.
That's her thing. That's a good move.
Not good enough.
Not when you're fighting the Forsaken.
And especially because Moraine was like, hey, don't.
Yeah.
She's too strong. And Siuan's like, I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah. Okay, we gotta rewind here a little bit.
Okay, I know. I'm just too excited.
We jumped ahead because of the Lanfear little situation there with Siuan, but we got to back it up because we've got some like Lana, Moraine, Siuan business happening because, again, we talked last episode, we have a bit of a reunion between Moraine and Siuan, and it isn't so lovey-dovey.
Doesn't go well.
It goes badly, I would even say.
No, Siuan's being a jerk.
Well, okay.
She is not being nice.
She's upset at Moraine, understandably, because apparently Moraine has been writing Siuan.
Yeah,
has been
6
updating
months
her
of letters.
on some things, but not other things.
Not all things. Sounds a lot like Moraine, though. Like, why is Siuan surprised?
I mean,
honestly,
yeah.
Are we to believe that this entire time, really, Moraine has been so open and honest? Like, that doesn't sound like Moraine to me. Even, I'm pretty sure, in episode 1, Siuan is upset with Moraine for not writing for, like, 2 years.
Right.
This sounds like Moraine to me.
Right.
The fact that she's even writing to you, like, that's a win, Siuan.
You'd still be upset about it.
Yeah, I know. But I feel like better communication, maybe? We need that.
Yeah, that's like the entire premise of the whole story.
I
right?
know.
If people just talk to each other, things would go better.
But
we're not going to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Lan the detective? Do you want to talk about that?
Oh, man, Lan gets a whole bunch of points.
Yeah.
Good job, Lan, because he figured it out.
So, do you want to kill yourself? And she's like, no.
How do you feel?
He's like, aha, I knew it. You aren't actually still.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a pretty awesome introduction to the fact that tying off weaves can be done. It's a thing. And the Aes Sedai have lost a lot of things, a lot of knowledge. And we kind of got that touch point a few times over the past, 2 seasons here.
Yeah.
The Aes Sedai aren't as cool and awesome as they used to be in the Age of Legends. Like,
well,
how do you
no
even
kidding. How do you top the
age
of freaking Legends?
It was called the Age of Legends, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't called the Age of...
Nobody's.
Yeah, nobody's and mediocreness.
No.
That's what this is.
Yeah, that's what this age is called, actually.
Yeah. Everyone's super
the
medium.
age of miscommunication.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what this age is
Where
called.
is the internet? It's not here.
It's gone.
I don't know.
Don't have it.
Okay. So, a couple more touch points I want to bring up because Siuan Moraine, we get a phenomenal rewind in the relationship.
Oh, we open with our nice cold open.
Yeah, the 20 years ago.
20 years ago.
Yep.
And we get the guitarra.
Yes. We got the
prophecy.
story. We got the story from Moraine in season 1. We get to see it in this season. And we get the lineup of the cold open from season 1, episode 7, with Rand being born, and then Guitarra dying.
Ooh, that is a nice parallel. Episode 7.
Holy moly. I didn't even know that until you just said it now. But that is true. Yeah. So we have that, and then she dies seeing Rand being born, and that really gives Moraine and Siuan the relationship to be like, oh, we got to do this thing, which hits a little bit different watching season 1 when Siuan is having that conversation with Nynaeve, where she's like, hey, the wheel doesn't care what you want.
Yeah.
Because just before Moraine and Siuan, like younger versions, were talking about, hey, let's go,
be my fishwife.
Exactly.
Yeah, we'll just go, we'll do some stuff.
Hunker down in that shack.
We'll just I don't know, advise a queen or two, and then we'll just retire.
Yeah, after you do your service, and then you get to go and live your life.
Yeah, so it's not quite like that.
Yeah, and Siuan was like, hey, Nynaeve, nobody cares. The wheel definitely doesn't care.
Yeah.
Because she got that taken away from her, too. So a little bit sad.
Yep.
I like it. It was pretty good. And then we get an infamous showdown between Siuan and Rand.
Yeah, little discussion there.
Well, not just that, but the disappointment. The disappointment Siuan has in Rand.
Siuan is like, you suck, man.
It's been 6 months, man. You're the dragon. I shouldn't be able to just shield you, and now you're stuck.
But how's he supposed to know? Moraine, obviously, even if Moraine could channel, she can't teach him.
No, but he's got to do more. He's got to do better.
Well, to be fair, he was shacking up with the Forsaken for a little while. He was distracted.
Exactly. And then Siuan's amazing line, what happens if a Forsaken finds him? It's like, and Moraine's like, I got bad news.
Too late. Right.
And also, we're going to need to get her to help us a little bit here. So, yeah, there's definitely a lot of really great scenes here that line up for an amazing season finale. I'm so excited.
Well, because how many times do we get the mention of the prophecy about the dragon proclaiming himself in a banner across the sky?
Yeah, like something, fire and flames. And, you can only assume it's going to... That's why I said Foam's the place to be. Foam is the place to be. We're going to do it.
Okay. I loved the loyal Nynaeve and Elaine meetup.
Oh, yeah. It was
little
quick. Reunion. It was a quick one.
That was also some comedic relief. That was pretty excellent. And I have to say, I love Elaine taking charge.
Yes.
Because she's like, we already tried your way and it didn't work, so now shut up and listen.
Now it's my way.
Yeah.
Yes. And then when they do have that conversation with Loyal, and then it's classic Loyal. Classic Loyal got to be like doing the bow.
Formalities, yeah.
Formalities. Oh, the daughter of Andor and all the explanation. And I'm pretty sure...
Nynaeve, don't encourage her.
But Elaine loves it. Oh.
Smirking. Yeah, she really does.
Because, that she's had to deal with Nynaeve for too long now. And it's been I don't know, a couple of days, a week, 2 weeks.
It's so good, though. It's so good. Know.
Yeah, it's...
Yeah, but they have a plan. They just...
They do.
Freaking captured a Siuan dam.
They do.
I love that.
Beat her up in the back.
So that's clearly the plan for next episode is we're infiltrating.
Yeah.
We're either infiltrating with this woman or we're stealing her outfit or something, right?
Exactly. That's what are we doing with the woman? Yeah. So we captured her. Do we need to steal her clothes and go? Are we going in with her?
Or are we using her somehow? Yeah.
Are we leading her into the complex to guide us? Or we just taking all of her stuff and leaving her in the alley?
Because, what's this going to look like?
Yeah, so I'm curious. I'm down.
I don't know if they could lead her in as a Damani because she has, they have very clear, face tattoos or something. So
there's a whole, and you got to learn if you want to make her into a Damani, you got to learn how to do the braids and stuff. It's a look that all the Damani have.
It's interesting. Yeah, and I like that they put the collar on her.
Yeah, that was pretty sweet.
You like how this looks?
Yeah.
Just the look on her face, just pure confusion. She's like, what the fuck's happening here?
Yeah.
And then...
well, even for her, walking alone in the streets, it really just speaks to the Shanshan as, an empire here, that they would never assume anything bad would happen to any of their people. No one is going to overstep.
Yeah.
Because that's just how it goes.
Yeah. Well, and Elaine mentions that.
Yeah.
Too, at one point, which is great.
Yeah. Well, because Nynaeve's like, why don't they fight back? And Elaine's like, against, how are the common people going to do that?
Yeah.
That's not how this works.
No. Okay. Egwene
and Renna.
I'm going to kill you.
Man. Okay. Before we get to that.
Oh, gosh.
I love the touch point where we get to see how strong really Egwene is compared to the other Damani.
Wow, that was good. The wave almost touched us. And then Egwene does it. She blasts everyone on their ass.
And even they woke up the cat. Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, the cat's like, what the fuck was that? It's the cat.
Yeah, so it is interesting that the Siuan dam can literally force the Damani to do things too.
Yep.
Which is very reminiscent of what Siuan made Moraine do with sealing the Waygate.
Oh, it's the command through the oath rod.
Exactly, it's the command through the magical means. It's you have to obey, and we saw the hurt expression Moraine had when Siuan commanded her to do it.
Yeah.
Because even when Siuan said, "Hey, close it," she's like, "Nah," and then Swan's like, "You have to," and she's like, "Nah."
And then she's like, "I command you to do it," so... and she has to do it, and that's when trust is broken.
Exactly. And with Renna and Egwene, Renna is very confused why they can't be best friends.
I am doing all the courtesies of washing you.
I know. I thought there was going to be an extra pudding or something in that little food basket. Mm-hmm. It's hey, you did a good job today. You get some treats.
Yeah. Well, even the fact that Renna is letting Egwene keep her name.
Yes.
Seems like a courtesy.
Exactly. I don't know if that's going to last very much longer.
I know. We got a lot of mentions to it that I'm like.
The amount of times it's what's her name? It's I let her keep her name. And now it's finally...
Is she? I know. I've kind of been waiting. I'm like, is she gonna get to keep her name?
Right. Because Egwene isn't 100% best friend with Renna.
Well, and what's interesting too is with the collar on, there's a lot of things that Renna forces Egwene to do.
Yeah.
And Egwene has to have this sort of meekness in terms of like letting her wash her hands or whatever it is.
Right.
But she doesn't have to not say things. Like, she still has her own voice.
Well, I mean,
to an extent, right?
only in the fact that she also can't look at things as weapons.
Right.
With the whole pitcher of water from previous. Like, you can't imagine violence against me.
And you can't pick up the collar without, like, throwing up and all that stuff. You can't escape. You can't do all these things. You're definitely a prisoner. But you can say words. You can say whatever you want.
Which is like,
I mean, there is going to be repercussion. I thought that she was about to get like punched in the face.
Right.
Or something like that.
Right.
And I think that a worse punishment is probably coming because she chose to say that out loud.
I think I think episode 8 where I think we're in for it. Yeah. But also, man, like one of the
I can't wait. That escape better happen, hey? With Nynaeve and Elaine, like,
it has to.
They're coming.
Has to. We can't.
Yeah, and then are we getting revenge on Renna?
Are we saving Megan, the blue sitter?
Oh, we didn't
because
get
she was
any
one of the
mention
Damani
her
here.
Yeah.
She was one of the Damani.
Yes,
she was there. She was like one of the first people, like, she was there.
Was she there during the lesson?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah, she was
I
the one we actually saw her first.
Oh, she was the first one who went.
I don't know if she's the first. I couldn't tell, but she was like facing the screen, and I saw her. I was like, "Oh man!" I know we gotta watch this a couple more times.
Gotta rewatch it because it just goes by so fast.
Yeah,
too much to take in.
Yeah, absolutely. But then last thing I do want to talk about here is we got an amazing reveal with Barthanes and Lady Anvir.
Okay.
And Leandrin.
Okay.
Right.
That's the last thing you might want to talk about, but I want to talk about how we met 2 new characters.
Oh yeah, we can. Okay, let's end on that.
I would be remiss.
Let's end on that.
If I did not mention Bane and Chiad in this episode.
Okay. Yeah, we do get Bane and Chiad, so that's pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
So that's quite the introduction because we got an introduction to Geof.
Yeah.
Last episode or 2 episodes ago. We didn't get to see Perrin and Aviendha.
No, we didn't see them last time.
So that was 2 episodes ago. We get the introduction of what the honor system of the Aiel is. In season 1, we had Tom explain to Matt that the Aiel are very honorable people, but it's their own honor code that might look a little bit crazy to other people. Mm-hmm. And it does seem that way from this episode.
Well, Perrin and Hopper are like, the heck are you doing?
Hopper's like, bark, 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 bark. What are you doing? Why are we hitting Aviendha in the face repeatedly? Nobody knows what's going on.
Right.
She just had to atone.
Okay.
Turns out.
Okay.
We're good.
Now we can talk about the big dark friend reveal.
Yeah, okay. So turns out Barthanes,
the dark friend.
Apparently the all pretty boy guy who's like very clean and proper.
And we had sort of talked about this off the mic a little bit.
We did.
Because we're like, is this how their house has raised so high so quickly?
You did. And then it was a whole conversation
about whether or not his mom was included.
Is she a part of that?
Yes.
Is it like a Lady Anvir and Barthanes are like also bad guys
together?
Because that seems to be one of the things about you want to become a dark friend or evil. You join the secret club to maybe gain influence, gain power, get something out of this life that you maybe couldn't otherwise. Kind of like what Dana from season 1 was talking about. Like, I can't raise myself above my station. So maybe it was a mom and son duo thing.
Not that way. Because
turns out no.
Anvir has a little listening hole.
She does. That's the Daes Dae'mar. Mm-hmm. That's how you play the game of houses.
You listen. Stuff.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. Mm-hmm. Perfect.
Because Leandrin wanders in, and we're like, oh, here we go.
Yeah, it's okay. Leandrin, she's evil.
Yeah.
Stares at Moraine's picture way too long.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay.
But yeah, that's it. So now, is Barthanes being executed, or is he just
that looked like an execution
or is that
squad.
Just like a guard?
I mean, he's already in a cell. Is he going to be brought to like the Kyrian royal palace cell, or because we're in House Damodred right now?
Oh yeah, that's true.
So were those guards?
Because we understood that the queen is returning, or something like that,
and then has been informed that Barthanes is evil.
Need to talk about: is there just an Amyrlin seat, like a perfect Amyrlin seat replica in every place we go?
I think that was just a throne.
No, that was the exact Amyrlin seat that was in the White Tower.
I need to rewatch that.
And so I was like, do they travel with that?
Maybe.
Or is there just one in every palace?
I gotta rewatch that because I didn't see that.
No, I pointed it out to you. I was like, look, it's the exact freaking seat.
I need to rewatch it. I don't believe that. I don't
know.
No,
that's so dumb. What do you mean you don't believe it?
We'll talk about it tonight. No, I'm not gonna just trust you, man. No.
People need to back me up. They need to be like, yo, Brett, Dani's right.
Maybe. Or not. We'll see.
No.
We'll see.
Of course. There was no. Of course, I'm right.
Okay.
I pay attention to details, and you don't.
You didn't even know Megan was in that scene.
Oh, yeah, that's true. But when it comes to pretty things to look at, it's the seat.
Okay, fair enough. All right, anyways, maybe they bring it around. Who knows?
So we're excited. Predictions for episode 8?
Yeah, we're all going to go to Falm.
Yeah.
And we're going to have a whole bunch of...
Most of us are already there.
I mean, half of it. Well,
yeah,
okay.
And what's it going to be like? Now we have Moraine, Lanfear, and Rand in the ways.
I think we're coming out of the ways at the beginning of the episode.
Yeah, because how does that go? Well, really? We think that goes well?
I mean, it's just on mutual. We're just going to
Is Lanfear going to continue the whole way with them?
She might dip out.
How though? She's in the ways.
She's
she's
Forsaken.
Still a person.
Yeah, but she's Forsaken. She can do other stuff. I think she'll just dip out, or she will go through. Who knows?
Yeah, because we think she can travel through dreams or something like that. Maybe
she's got ways to get places because she clearly got Matt to Falm. So
I thought that was Ishmael.
Well, Lanfear was there when he woke up first.
Oh right,
yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, attention to detail.
Well, yeah,
lady.
No,
okay.
well, I remember it now.
I don't know. We're getting a big showdown. It's going to be awesome.
Big showdown.
There's
Kid battle in the sky.
We got to get some White Cloaks over that way, too. Everyone's
We got to get Egwene rescued, hopefully.
Egwene can rescue herself. Thank you very much. Whatever.
Okay.
Maybe get some boats. Maybe get some, I don't know, explosions.
Okay.
Some fight scenes.
Right. Do you remember what we were hunting for?
Yeah, that's going to be there too. The Horn of Valyria. Let's get on the way out. We already heard that Turek has a big fancy room of all his nice things.
Now we got to get it
They
back.
don't even protect it because they're Shanshan. They don't actually think they need to protect stuff because people just follow rules.
I just want to see it all. I want to see it all happen.
We're going to get it all.
But then what kind of cliffhanger are we going to be left on for season 3?
Don't need a cliffhanger. Let's just wrap it up.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we do.
Go.
Of course we do.
The cliffhanger is Rand's the guy. He's the Dragon Reborn.
Okay.
And we all get out. It'll be a nice cliffhanger.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Wow, that's so wrapped up nice and neat, and we don't even need a 3rd season.
Fantastic. Shh. Okay.
Everybody wins.
Yeah.
All the good guys win, all the bad guys lose, for sure.
We did it,
that's
everyone.
That's the Wheel of Time.
We defeated the Dark One again.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
Oh, no, we didn't.
We're going to need more Forsaken.
I think so.
I can't wait for that.
We can have a few more.
Okay. I'm excited, but now we have to wait a whole nother week.
That's right.
This went by kind of fast.
Yeah.
How about that? Well, as we say around here, it's part of the pattern now.
Yeah, it's part of the pattern.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode. The Wheel Weaves is hosted and edited by Dani and Brett, produced by Dani and Brett, with Passion Socks, Cody Feltz, Benjamin, Michelle O'Brien, Jamie Young, Megan Smiley, Jared Berg, Ricky Morissette, Lance Barden, Charlie Haz, Adam, Marta Thier, Michelle Forbes, MKM, Antoine Benoit, Lawrence Bradley, and Eric Reed, with music by Audionautics. Please be sure to check out our Patreon page if you are interested in supporting us and the podcast. We would love to send you some Patreon exclusive merchandise as a thank you. Plus, you'll gain access to our episodes earlier than everyone else, and at the time of recording, we have over 40 bonus episodes for your listening pleasure. You can find all that and more at patreon.com/thewheelweavespodcast. For general information about our show and information like how to send us shot glasses or how to join our Discord or how to get in touch with us, you can visit thewheelweavespodcast.com. And as always, please be sure to give us that 5-star review because it really does make a huge difference in helping other people find us. Right now, we are offering to send exclusive merchandise to select people who give us 5-star reviews if you leave your username for Instagram or Twitter, and I'll reach out to you that way. Also, please be sure to tell a friend, Riyadh, because referrals really are the best compliment. Thanks again for listening. This really is part of the pattern now.